Hi, I'm going to be walking through question 8 of round 2 of the Maths Teams Olympiad. This question was to do with Nick attempting the EMS Teams Olympiad paper, and when he attempted this paper, he never scored more on a later question than he did in an earlier question. And we're asking how many possible sequence of marks are there on this EMS Teams Olympiad paper that Nick attempted. So I've I've put it onto like a bar chart sort of way to show how this is one sequence of marks. So he starts off strong with 10 marks, but that means he can never score more than 10. And then on the second question, he scores 6 marks. He can never score more than 6. On the third, he does 5, so he can never score more than 5. On the fourth and fifth, he both scores 4, and then so on, blah, blah, blah. And you can see it sort of works as like as this is in a grid. He starts at one point and then he goes to the other. So he goes down like this, just following this path. It's like a path following exercise all the way down to this bottom bit here. And you may think, oh yeah, that's just how you just have to find out how many solutions there are when you can only go west and south. How many ways are there to go to the top left corner to the bottom left corner? That may not be obvious. I'm going to show how to do that. But before you do that, you may think, what about if they get 10 all the way and they get to this point? Well, whenever they get to this point here, we're just considering getting to the far right, then they'll always jump to the end like this. So we've changed this problem from counting the number of sequences to counting the number of ways you can start at one point in a grid and move to the other. So if we model this question by letting moving to the right be R and moving down be down, then we can say this is a possible sequence here. So it starts one with the right, going to the right, and then it goes down, 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 right down, blah, 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 blah. Say he got all 10 right first of all, then the sequence would be, there would be 10 R's like this, and then there would be 10 downs, and that would map this path here. So now we've distilled this problem into something totally different and probably a lot easier to solve. There's many ways to solve it. I'm just going to be going through this way. So we've got a string of 20 letters, and here is one example here, which is shown in the highlighted, that's his scores, and here is another example here. You've got a string of 20 letters, and in this letter, to get from point A up here to point B down here, you're going to have to take a total of 10 rights and 10 downs, and it doesn't matter where the order is. Well, first of all, if you've got 20 spaces and you want to put 10 rights, then you could distribute along those 20 spaces your 10 rights, and then in all the remaining spaces there'll be downs. And this can be solved very simply with the choose function, and you've got 20 spaces to choose, and out of those 20 you're going to choose 10 for right or 10 for down, and then the remaining will be right or down, and this is your answer here. It's a hard question, but the key is to changing into a different, easier to solve question, and there we've done it. That's the solution.